Now, talking about the best cases to buy right now, number 5 on my list actually has to go to the CS20 case. And if you know me, you know I absolutely despise the CS20 case. I don't understand why anyone is unboxing it, but the truth does prevail. People are unboxing this, and they're unboxing it at very significant rates considering the overall market dynamic right now. This comes because the fact is the CS20 case just has a little bit of a lower supply, and therefore it's getting depleted up very quickly, which offers a major profit potential inside of this area. I will say be very careful of this case. Out of all the cases on this list, this is the one I am the least trustful of, but the truth is, in the current format with all the data we have, I can't say that the CS20 case would be an absolutely terrible pickup in the current price point. It's a lot cheaper than some of its competition around the area for a relatively similar case, and therefore it definitely makes its way into this list, especially if you're going to throw a buy order on it because it's not the most liquid case out there.
SkinSwap is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with a free bonus for signing up with the first link in the description. They're the premier place for CSGO and Rust skins with a massive trading site and a top-of-the-line marketplace, offering you the most competitive rates out there and a massive 40% bonus when you're using that link in the description. Combine that with their top-of-the-line selling feature with many payout options and their trading feature legitimately taking you just about a minute, and there's no reason not to sign up with that first link in the description.
Now, active duty cases are something that are a super interesting dynamic right now. If I'll be completely honest, number 5 on this list was going to be the snakebite case before it had its major run up in price. It went from about 18 cents to 25 cents, and honestly, I couldn't justify putting it in at almost a 50% higher price point than it was when I originally picked it out. On top of that, I don't think any of the active duty cases right now are in the most optimal position to go ahead and make an investment. If we want to talk about the fracture and the recoil, which are probably the two other ones you'd be looking at if you wanted to make an investment in this area, both of them have also seen a pretty significant increase in price, and therefore it doesn't really make sense in my personal opinion to go ahead and invest into these when we know they're probably going to keep on decreasing down in price if we don't see any major update. Dreams and Nightmares and the Revolution case are both going to be bad options just because they're so new and they're not going to get moved into that rare drop pool. Number 4 on the list is going to go to the Chroma 3 case. Now, the Chroma 3 case does not lie. Currently, in the past month, it was unboxed more than the Chroma 2 and the Chroma 1 combined. Put together, absolutely insane. When we talk about the Chroma 3 case, it's got a lot of very desirable aspects about it, but it's all going to come down to the knives. Let's be completely honest, the skins inside of all of the Chroma cases are not very good, but the Chroma 3 case tends to dominate because it's a little bit cheaper, it's a little bit more accessible, and people like to open up mass amounts of them. And that's specifically why we're going to be diving into it. You can see at the supply here, it's not a huge supply left of this case. Obviously, remember, this is just an estimate, but there's so much potential inside of this area because the Chroma 3 case is so desirable. The only bad thing about the Chroma 3 case specifically is you're going to be diving into an investment that's already quite developed. There is so many Chroma 3 cases that have already been picked up as investment, and obviously that's why we can see such an expensive price point for it. I think it's a very good, safer option if you're looking for that, but there's definitely a lot more profit potential in some of the other areas we're going to talk about next. Now, discontinued cases are probably the weirdest section in this video. If you want to be completely honest, I don't know where to rank them, because if we want to look at 2023, they did absolutely amazing in terms of growth and they lost nearly nothing. But look at the prices of them today. We're looking at a bare minimum of about $4.50 all the way up to nearly $6. It's a very wide margin, but the truth is they're just so expensive. I don't know if they're a great investment in the current moment. We know the supply is absolutely capped for these cases, but I don't know if they're going to be able to outperform some of the cheaper cases because they're almost 10 times as expensive. These are probably the safest option if you don't want to lose any of your money, but I don't necessarily know if that makes them a great investment in the current moment. There's a lot of items that are like that, and I just don't know exactly where I would put the discontinued cases. Number 3 case for me is going to go to the revolver case. Honestly, I love the revolver case. You know I love the revolver case, but I love the revolver case because of the statistics behind it. If we want to talk about unboxing numbers, this thing dominates a lot of the competition inside of this area. And when we look at the supply, we can see exactly why. Obviously, remember, this is an estimate, but the fact is it is decreasing so quickly. There is so much demand for the revolver case, specifically because of those OG knives. It's the cheapest place for you to go ahead and get them still, and therefore it's got so much profit potential to go ahead and increase in price. But when we're talking about the revolver case, it's also one of the quickest to go ahead and recover from any downturns in the market, which is very ideal if you're looking for something that's going to be sustainable growth. It's not going to be shooting up in price and losing a ton of its value. Rather, it's going to be shooting up a little bit and then consistently keeping that price for a significant amount of time. I think it's a great option for anyone that doesn't want to get too deep into any risky investments, but also has the budget to go ahead and mess around a little bit inside of the case market. The number 2 case this time was the number 1 last time. That's going to be the Prisma 2 case. Honestly, the Prisma 2 case is in such a desirable position when we're talking about these cheaper rare cases. Honestly, I love the Prisma 2 case. In the current moment, it has just absolutely blown my expectations out of the water. If we want to talk about supply, it's decreasing at a very solid rate. Unboxing numbers are definitely there for this case. Overall, this case is one of the ones I would definitely say look at if you don't have a ton of case investments just for diversification purposes. This one moves with the market, but it also outperforms the market on average, at least it did in 2023, and therefore it makes it a very desirable option for a lot of people that don't know exactly how deep they want to go into this area. If you're looking for just some baseline investments or some good investments, I think the Prisma 2 is definitely going to be up your alley. Obviously, we have the Prisma 1, and the Prisma 1 does definitely take away some unboxing demand from the Prisma 2, but I would say these two more complement each other rather than they battle with each other. Prisma 2 has shown that is going to be a little bit more of the desirability factor than the Prisma 1, and therefore that's why we're we're going to be investing into the Prisma 2 rather than the Prisma 1. Now, talking about the best mid-tier cases, I've got 4 I want to break down. First one's going to be the Operation Wildfire case. Operation Wildfire case is one that a lot of people hate on because of the Bowie knives inside of it, but the truth is the Operation Wildfire case has a very unique advantage, and that's going to be the fact that all of the value inside of it comes from its covert tier. That makes it very desirable to go ahead and unbox, and we can definitely see that through the growth it's had over the past year that people are unboxing this case. The next two are going to be the Gamma 1 and the Gamma 2. Now, honestly, I am very positive about the future of the Gammas, but the problem comes in the fact that they are growing in tandem together. If we want to look at the past year, nearly identical in all senses of the word. The growth is, the unboxing numbers, everyone is looking at these cases as they're nearly identical, which is not good for us as an investment purpose because we're looking for the one case that's going to outperform the other, not the two that are going to stay equal. Lastly is going to be the Spectrum 2 case. Spectrum 2 case has done pretty decent, it just hasn't performed up to my standards to go ahead and make the list. I think it's in a very decent position at only about a $1.60 price point. There's a lot of opportunity inside of this area. It's made the list in the past and it's definitely going to make it in the future, but right now it's just a little bit too unstable in the current demand that it has that I would go ahead and throw it on the list, but I definitely think it's not a bad pickup at all. It's probably one of the better ones. Now for me personally, the number one case has to go to the Danger Zone case. Danger Zone case is absolutely dominated in every single one of the aspects we're going to be looking at in today's video. We can see that the unboxing numbers, Danger Zone case is usually number 1 or number 2, which is absolutely insane. We want to talk about supply, it doesn't have a massive supply, it's at a very healthy level for where it should be. And when we talk about price, right now it's in a very optimal position. It's actually not too expensive. And when we talk about competition, its only competition comes from the Horizon case in terms of the golds it has. And the Horizon case is a little bit more of a different market. It's a little bit older, a little bit more expensive, and it's not a direct one-to-one comparison like we see with the Prisma 1 and Prisma 2. They're kind of two different cases, which is extremely important. I can honestly say, even though I changed it in this video, I think the Danger Zone and the Prisma 2 case are very, very close in terms of overall demand and overall the amount we want to invest into them. The Danger Zone case is a little bit different than the Prisma 2 because it doesn't have the direct competition. The Prisma 2 is a little bit more in the unboxing numbers right now. I think they're both really good options, and honestly, if you're looking to invest into anything that's cheaper rare cases, these would be the two I would really suggest you go ahead and look at. Now, talking about cheaper cases, we have the Clutch case. It's the only one I haven't mentioned so far, and the Clutch case was actually tied at number 5 with the Snakebite when I originally made this video, and then it shot up 50% in price. I mean, that's an absolutely massive jump over just a couple of days. Now, when we're talking about the Clutch case, the biggest thing comes down to the fact that the supply on it is so massive. Right now, it's absolutely insane. It's the most rare case supplied out there, but I will honestly say I don't think it's going to be a bad pickup long term. It's gotten a little bit more expensive than the 35 cents it was just at, but I honestly think there's a lot of potential inside of this area. With all that being said, obviously it did not make the list in today's video, so take that as what you will. Now, what case should you specifically buy? Well, I've got 4 of them. If you're looking for a cheaper rare case, the Danger Zone and the Prisma 2 are definitely going to be my first go-tos. They are so dominant in their areas, and I honestly don't think anything is going to be really competing with them at the same level that these two cases are. If you're looking for something that's a little bit cheaper, go the Clutch case. You're going to be able to get more Clutch cases for the same amount of money, and therefore it definitely could end up being a little bit of a better investment than you might think. And finally, if you got the budget to do so, I think the Revolver case is going to be a great pickup for so many people to add to their portfolio. But that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.